No intro. We got some food today that I did myself, but this is really why I did this. I wanted to try this today. So Old El Paso, the place that makes like queso and tacos, and I'm sure you all know what it is. They made cornbread. Now there's two different flavors, but I could only find one. So I made this and I'm gonna go through that today, but I also have a one pot dish that I make a lot of times when I'm in a rush and I want something that just tastes good. So I'm gonna show y'all. It's like, you could probably buy something like this, but I like making it just so I can season it myself and do different kinds of things. So this right here is like homemade rice-a-roni. I know it looks kind of crazy because all the steam and everything coming off there, but it's chicken and broccoli rice casserole, similar to rice-a-roni. Forgot to turn one of my lights on. It looked a little dark in here, so I had to fix that. But all you need really is 3 ingredients, and I'm sure you know what they are. It's the world's easiest thing to make, and it's good to be simple with your ingredients when you want to manage your calories well. I know some of y'all don't care, but it still is delicious. So let me take you through the world's easiest process. First thing you're gonna do is get yourself rice. You can measure out as much as you want to. For me, I use 375 grams because I only eat once a day. I won't eat all this at once, but this is literally all that I'm eating. So once I did that and seasoned it up, I used a steamer so I can just do whatever I had to do. Got some laundry that I had to fold. Once I took that out, I had 2 bags of frozen Walmart broccoli. That is literally it. I put those in a bowl and I chopped them up because I don't want like big chunks of broccoli throughout the whole thing. So I just chopped them up a little bit. And I have chicken and cheese. That's 4 ingredients. I'm tired, man. My bad. 4 ingredients. Chicken I put into my air fryer. I left it seasoning overnight so this way I could just do this real easy. Air fryer, roaster, 325. If you have a roast setting, don't use air fryer. Use the roast setting when you use the air fryer because with breast, it'll dry it out. If you use the roaster, it'll keep it a lot more moist. I can pull that one apart and I don't want it to be dry chicken breast in here. Or you can use thighs if you don't care. Season those up, roasted them for 23 minutes. That's the sweet spot for me. Took those out and put everything in a bowl. I added cheese. You can use jarred cheese. You can buy Velveeta, whatever kind of cheese you want to, and stir it up. I swear that is all I did. Seasoning, I hope you season your food. I did put some seasoning in there so you can see, but it is that simple. And that is what we have here today. Now, I wanted to use more cheese because I like cheese. And cheese makes everything taste better. But I got the cornbread, so I had to take the calories from somewhere. So that is what you see right here. The world's easiest, simplest, steamy, dreamy. I can eat this all day. And it's seasoned up. It tastes good. I'm just going to add a little hot sauce when I get to eating this. And that is all she wrote. Drop a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more stuff like this. I want to cook a little bit more just because we're doing a lot of chain restaurants and y'all are vibing with the chain restaurants. So I have more chain restaurants on the way and the sodium and stuff in that is wild. So I do have some stuff. I'm going to just add a little bit to this. I got this yesterday. I actually got this sent to me from Tahiti. I only had it once or twice and I tried it yesterday and I was like, yo, this stuff is kind of good. So the only thing missing for me because they have a mild version that they sent me was it's not spicy enough. So I'm only going to add, I like the lime taste in this though. So I'm only going to add too much of this. A little more. There we go. And then we'll heat it up a little bit with the Slap Your Mama. I got to get another one. It's time for me to re-up. And that's all I do, man. Literally. A lot of times off camera, I'll make something like this and instead of using regular rice, I'll only use half and cut it with cauliflower rice and make the exact same thing. It cuts the calories in half if you want to use that. I didn't use cauliflower rice today because I made... All right, bro. All right, you made your point. Because I made this like on a freestyle. A lot of times when I cook, I just find stuff in my pantry and then there I go. I had chicken already going and I said, let me just make something with this. So here we go again. I don't know if it's just me, but dishes like this smack to me. You know, I like eating all the crazy stuff, but sometimes like the low-key meals like this, whole vibe. And I'm gonna eat good. The only thing I have left that I didn't show you, because I didn't cook it yet, again, I have another bag of vegetables, spinach, and I have egg whites. But I have a carton. And that's all I'm eating today, right here. This is portioned out in my book or my diary that I have 2 slices, which I probably won't even eat. But that's normally what I do when I have stuff like this, when you see reviews, is I will, once I finish, look at it and be like, okay, this is how much. I'm estimating at that point, but that's literally how I review food. This is not to eat a ton of. This is. If this you try, this you don't eat a lot of. Because if you ate this whole thing, 9 servings at 180. 9 servings at 180. Can y'all do math? That's about 1,600 calories in cornbread. 1620 to be exact. But let me show you this. We got the Old El Paso. We're going to do the shuffle real quick. Move this right in the middle. Then we'll eat after this vibe. I got some convos, man. I don't want to be the complainer, but I do have another thing that just rubbed me the wrong way today. Two things, actually. Let me just... Oh, that smells kind of good. So this is the cornbread. Southwest style. It really does have like a taco seasoning smell. It smells really heavy. It's really easy to make. Let me take you through this process real quick. I know I'm just a long intro, but I'm trying to show y'all because people will be curious. 400-degree preheat your oven. You have this mix in a bowl with 1 egg. You can use milk or water. I used water just to keep the calories down. You put it in the oven for 25 minutes. Out comes this. I hit it with some spray butter, the low-calorie butter, not too much. And that is what you see right here today. Now, one thing I did leave out, I don't know if this is going to be good on its own since I have 2 slices in. Half of this has chilies in it. I only wanted to do half because I want to try it without chilies for the sake of reviewing it to see if it's any good. But that, we're going to try right now. All right, so we just cut this, and that's my serving right here. I'm going to take this out, and we're going to try this Southwest-style cornbread. Sounds interesting. It looks pretty moist. It doesn't look bad. It does, in my opinion, look a little dry, but you can probably work with that if you're making this yourself. That's not bad. It's not bad. But here's the thing. It does have a nice sweet cornbread taste. Tastes like normal cornbread mix that you would buy. You know what? But the Southwest part, if I'm being real, tastes like it threw a bunch of taco seasoning in the cornbread. So I don't dislike it, but I love New Jersey. This is like one of those things that I think would be good if you're having something maybe like Mexican themed or something. Or if you did this with chili, it would bang. On its own, I don't really think I would eat a ton of it, but I don't dislike it. It's just not like my preferred cornbread. But I'll give this a 6.5 out of 10. And I do want to try this though, with the chilies. So, right here. Let's go in. Chilies in here? Yep, you can see that. I'm just going to hold this up because it's warm, but it's not crazy. I don't know if y'all can see that. Like the chilies in there? Yeah, hopefully y'all see it. Definitely in there. All right, let's try this with the chilies this time. It's much better with the chilies. This is a good base, but you got to work with it. It's sweet. It's not spicy. You can see on here, it says mild. So the sweetness of the cornbread really does come through on this. I think you could even do more to this. You can make a dish out of this by adding something like bacon or ground beef or something savory. And I think it'd be pretty good. You can also make this in muffin form. Do I recommend this? Yes, but on the specific that if you're having something that is more Mexican themed, I don't know if you're doing like a rice dish and you want to do some cornbread with it, I do think it would hit. Or chili, like I said, would actually go crazy. Alone, it's decent. With the chilies, I would give it a 7 out of 10. Slightly better. A little buttery, I like that. But again, I'm very specific with my cornbread. And to say this isn't bad is a very good sign. So there we go. Cheers. Drink of the day. Got my seltzer. Black cherry flavored. I'll drink almost any flavor of seltzer water similar to Gatorade. Unless it's something that's like obnoxiously bad. Like, I've even done the grapefruit one, which I'm not really a grapefruit fan, but I'll still drink it. But I rock with black cherry. I know it's an acquired taste, man, but I just like the carbonation. Really good. By the time you're watching this, sports-wise, my Celtics are in the NBA Finals. I know some of y'all don't watch soccer, but some of y'all do. Chelsea might make European, like in 6th place right now. So a good sports day. But also, there's my segue. That was nice, right? We have a bad sports day. I'm going to tell you why. For all sports fans. And again, I feel like I complain more than I ever do recently. And it's not really a complaint. It's more of just stuff that needs to be said. I don't know how many people know this, but Netflix just linked a deal with the NFL that they will be broadcasting the Christmas games, I guess, for the next 2 or 3 years. Not 100% sure, but I just think it's crazy now that if you're a fan of sports, they're spreading themselves so thin as in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball now has it. As a Yankees fan, there are some games that are on Amazon Prime. They found a way to battle back against us, and it's crazy. So, I don't know where this is going to go, man, but a lot of us, myself included, over the last probably 5 to 10 years, have done something that we've all, this is all, like, we like naming stuff these days, but we have called it cutting the cord, where cable providers have gotten so expensive that a lot of us stopped buying cable and started looking into streaming services because it's cheaper. You know, if you subscribe to Netflix and just Netflix, it's at the most $26. Back then it was under 10, but cable companies took a hit. The rise of streaming services, which of course got greedy, decided to start upping their prices little by little and signing more deals to make sure that you're subscribed to all of them. When streaming got on the rise, there was not that many streaming services. Every TV channel started with one, and then there was basically Netflix and a few others, and now every single one of them has their own streaming service. Disney has their own, Netflix has their own, Paramount has their own, Peacock, which is like NBC, has their own, Paramount Plus is CBS. But you get the idea. ESPN has one, and so on. And then there's one called, I have that called Sling, which you get a bunch of those channels, which my plan costs $75. You can get the smaller plan, they give you half the channels, or you can get the one at $75. So now in streaming services, I think I pay somewhere close to like $160 when it's all said and done. My cable was like $180. So it's getting close to that. But now with the NFL, if you're an NFL fan and you want to watch a game on Christmas, you got to go on Netflix. And Netflix, as I said before, you can't steal passwords anymore because they like track your IP address, and so they started with the Europe stuff, and again, now the cable companies are doing what the food industry did and saying, if you want to watch, you won't have to pay a premium. With the ad services, I won't get into that part, but when is going to be too much, man? I don't know what you guys think about that. I mean, like, for me, I just kind of have the attitude that I already have Netflix, so it is what it is. But I know a lot of, like, people these days, like, got rid of Netflix. Will you buy Netflix just so you can watch a couple of NFL games? Or will you not? It almost made me want to not buy, like, to cancel my Netflix. I have to admit that today, I'm getting more and more frustrated as a sports fan when I just want to watch my teams because it's very hard. I live in the tri-state area. I'm give you baseball as an example. I'm a Yankees fan. I don't have cable. When I had cable, I used to watch almost every Yankee game. Now, I can't. Because they have the Yes Network, which isn't carried by any of my service providers, and I'd have to buy it from them directly. The Yes Network costs $24.99 a month. From the richest franchise in sports, I guess I should expect that, but that's crazy. And I've watched maybe 2 Yankees games all year. I just check the box score like I used to back in the day on ESPN, and I call it a day. They have regional blackouts, so you can't watch certain things on certain networks. So if I live in the New York area, you have to watch on certain networks because they'll black the game out in your area so you can watch it on there. And I'm just realizing more and more that as consumers, like when they increase whatever they want to do, they just ask us for more money. It's like getting sad. Again, this isn't like an angry thing, but it's more of like a, what can we do legally? Because I know some people are going to tell me to get a Fire Stick. I'm not going to talk about that on here. Don't do that. But I'm just at a loss for words. Let me know what y'all think about that, man, because it's just getting sad. This next one is just me doing that whole nostalgia thing that I always talk about, being an old millennial. And this one isn't a long topic, but yesterday in my Olive Garden video, I had a Brandon Roy jersey, and there was a couple of comments from people, which, again, this isn't an angry topic. I just want to like talk about this in depth because I'm just like, maybe it's a time thing. And some people, as I said, I'm a Celtics fan. They said, why are you wearing a Brandon Roy jersey? It's happened in other cases. Like, I had a Carmelo Anthony jersey on from his college, which is a school called Syracuse. And people were like, did you go to Syracuse? I'm like, no. But old school me, I grew up in a time, again, in the 2000s, we wore jerseys as fashion statements. Like, I never even realized it was a thing that you can't wear jerseys unless you're a fan of the team. I get that jerseys are supposed to be fan gear. I'm a huge fan of Brandon Roy. I thought he was a great player. Injuries cut his career short, and I bought that jersey back then. But I never thought that you couldn't wear a jersey of a fan. As a millennial, I don't know, like, all the rappers, all the kids, like, we had a ton of jerseys because they just matched our clothes and our fitted hats, and we was like, this jersey's fire, so I'm just going to rock it. Me personally, even though I'm a fan of a team, I still respect and admire other players. Again, I'm a lifelong Celtics fan. My favorite player ever is Kobe Bryant. I don't think he's the greatest ever, but he's my favorite because I just respect greatness. I don't really think that you have to have blind allegiance towards a team to the point that you can't like other players and stuff like that. Now, obviously, when Kobe played the Celtics, I wasn't rooting for him at all. But actually, Kobe and Ron Artest or Meta World Peace broke my heart in 2010. It's the last time. I don't want to talk about it, but we just did that back then. It wasn't like a big deal. So I didn't know that you couldn't wear jerseys if you're not a fan. I think maybe that's like a younger thing, but for us, we just wore them again because we wore all kinds of crazy hats and we just like to match the fit with stuff like that. So it was just normal for us. I don't know if some of y'all don't know that, but I'm sure a lot of like my older people here, you know, millennials and Gen X's and so on, will tell you that that's just what we did, so I just do it. You know what I'm saying? I have that jersey. Again, it's a Brandon Roy jersey. I've had that jersey since college. Was it college? Somewhere around there. You get what I'm saying? And Brandon Roy's a great player, bro. You can be fans of players that you don't root for in teams. Again, I respect LeBron. I wouldn't call myself a LeBron fan, but I respect his game. And he's played for teams that did nothing but like were Celtics rivals. Camera overheated again. One day I'm going to put that fan on here. I still haven't. But I don't want to talk too long. This isn't like a defending because I don't think that I just think that some people may be too young to know that. I just, again, personally believe that, like, you can wear whatever you want. Like I promise you, as a fan, that the organization and the players, like, they don't care, bro. I've seen professional athletes swap jerseys with players from rival teams. Like, I know in this era, it's so much more common to like, I think the internet has caused so much divisiveness, and not just over like serious topics, but anything. Like, you can't appreciate anything without like crapping on the other, you know? And the perfect example of that recently was the rap beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I'm a fan of both of them. Like, I'm not going to stop liking one because the other one had a better diss track or so on. Growing up, I was the same way. I was a huge fan of Nas. I was a huge fan of Jay-Z. They were two of the biggest rappers of that era, and they had a beef. They made 2 songs. I still listen to both of them after that. I don't know why. Like, people love to do this. Another one is Cristiano Ronaldo with Lionel Messi, 2 of the best soccer players that ever lived. And people, every time I look in comment sections, it's always like, oh, Messi's the greatest, Ronaldo sucks, or Messi's the greatest, you know, like, or Ronaldo's the, you know, it's always that way. Ronaldo's the greatest, Messi sucks, and so on. It's okay to say they're both great. Because guess what? Objectively, they are. Now, I get you can say one's better than the other, but I've seen so many things now where people will literally say the other person is garbage, and I'm like, how? Objectively, they're not garbage. And you cannot like an artist without still, like, you still gotta understand. If I'm a Drake fan, for example, I'm gonna go the other way, because it seems there's a lot more Kendrick Lamar-ness than Drake. If I'm a Drake fan, and you can't objectively say that Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest artists, even if you don't listen to his music, like, the man's won countless Grammys at this point. He's put out so many hits over the years. He's got a legion of fans. Like, you can't just be like, he's trash. He's not. And vice versa. I mean, Drake has been in rap for almost 2 decades at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got on, it was the late 2000s. It's 2024. He's still on everybody's, you know what I'm saying? Even if you, okay, if you're a fan of rap, I don't get how you could say you don't like a single song he ever put out at this point. He's had so many hits over the years. I'm not saying he's got to be your favorite, but it just goes, like, I've never bought to that narrative. It's okay to appreciate, you know? I've gotten messages on my own where people will write on my wall, and I don't like this. People write, I say wall because I'm old. Oh my God. Walls from Facebook back in the day. Your comment thing used to be called a wall. Damn. But I just didn't realize I didn't touch this cornbread. It's a lot of calories. So that's why. But sometimes people write in my comment section and be like, you're the best reviewer. And then another person who's popular just sucks. And I'm like, no, they don't. Like, it's not a compliment that way. You can, even if you like one person more than the other, you can still be like, nah, I wish that we could on social media get away from this like tribalism that we have where people band together and then just crap on everybody else that's not a part of their tribe. You know, I just think that it's not even just on a higher political level or other things. It's also sports, pop culture, movies, and so on. But that's just my opinion, bro. People are entitled to their own, and I believe in freedom of speech as long as it's not inciting anything that could do harm to anybody. So, opinions about music is you know, the end of the day. But I just wanted to talk about that because, again, I got a lot more jerseys, bro. I got a Jackie Moon jersey from Tropic Thunder. Or was it? No, what the Flint Tropics, Tropic Thunder, the movie. I haven't worn it yet because I'm waiting for the weather to kind of get a little, so I can go outside and be fresh. But I bought it. I'm not a fan of the Flint Tropics. You know what I'm saying? I just be wearing stuff, bro. But I love y'all, man. This is what I'm going to eat later. Got a whole bag of food. I'm satisfied right now. And that's how you keep the calories under control. This, you can see, even though I have this in my whatever, I don't have to finish this. And I can just... And considering I ate about half of it, I had 400 calories, and I only got 200 calories, and I could turn around and make a big thing of popcorn for 200 calories. That's how I do my thing. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.